special. Celebrated actor, director, producer Robert De Niro. He's a founding trustee of the 9/11 Memorial and Museum. He's been extensively involved in efforts to commemorate that day for decades. Good to see you again, Mr. De Niro. As we mentioned, you're going to be taking part in the Shine a Light special tonight. You obviously appeared at the concert for New York City just 1 month after 9/11. You've been the face of New York in so many ways, the recovery of New York. Why has this been so important to you?
Well, I'm a New Yorker through and through, so it seems like the logical thing that I should do to whatever extent that it can be of help.
You lived just 9 blocks from Ground Zero on that horrible day.
Yeah.
I'm wondering what memories you have, what you're thinking about today.
Well, I'm thinking that all this time went by, and so many things have happened to us all since then and now, and it's an emotional time remembering specific things that happened, and it's just that I hope that people remember for time to come that things like this can be avoided through diplomacy, through whatever. I know that's easier said than done, but this is an awful, nightmarish incident, and all the people who are there today talking about their loved ones. We have to find a way to move forward as far as the animosity, to say it mildly, towards each other and cultures and so on, and even what we're going through today in this country. We have to find a way to stop, I don't know, a better way of saying than fighting and just having things like this happen. It just makes no sense.
You've also been very active in helping to bring back businesses and economic prosperity to lower Manhattan in the aftermath of that horrible day. People might forget that it wasn't just a matter of the horrific terrorist attack. It was the aftermath, the economic emptiness, the void. Part of that effort by you included the Tribeca Film Festival, of course. How do you think New York has changed since the attacks 20 years on as a city?
Well, from my perspective, I don't know. There could be other feelings about it. I think it comes back because New York will, in my opinion, always come back. It's a tough city, and the people here are resilient, and we'll just come back, and we are coming back, and things, time moves on. It's just the terrible things that happened before and in between that we wish we didn't have to have, period. But it's changed. It's come back. The neighborhood, downtown Tribeca's come back. Now we have the pandemic. That's another a horrible situation. But we'll get through that too. And it's just all the loss of life and sadness and unhappiness in between. I wish we could have
this year's obviously a momentous anniversary, the 20th anniversary. Yeah, no, absolutely. Sorry? This is the 20th anniversary, and this is the 20th anniversary. I'm sorry about the delay. And it's so disconcerting and unusual, I think, for older folks like you and me to see this new generation of brave first responders, police officers, firemen, firewomen, Marines, who have no memory of 9/11. None. They were either kids or not even born.
None. Yeah.
What do you hope the memorials that you're involved with will teach the next generation?
That this can happen again, unfortunately, and that kids have to be reminded. And, of course, one of the most horrible of them all was the Holocaust. and what preceded it, and how it was allowed to grow and become a malignant cancer. And that can happen again. And we don't want that. No one wants that kind of thing to happen again. But kids have to be reminded in school what happens historically can happen again very easily. It happens in another form, but it's the same disease. It's that to me is the most important thing of 9/11. A reminder, because 20 years is really not much time in the grand scheme of things. But that to me is the most important. Reminders in school that this can happen, why it happens, how people start thinking that they have a right to do these types of things for whatever their cause is. That's the thing that concerns me the most, because then history repeats itself, and we don't want this kind of history to repeat itself.
Absolutely not. Robert De Niro, an honor to see you again. Thank you so much for joining us. And you can join us tonight for a special tribute to the families of September 11th. Shine a Light will begin at 8 p.m. Eastern, only here on CNN. Coming up next, President Biden will visit the memorial in Shanksville, Pennsylvania. Country star Alan Jackson will join us to talk about the timeless song he wrote after the 9/11 attacks. This is CNN special live coverage. Stay with us.